Hello everyone, welcome to Yoga with Susan. Today's class, we're going to build heat. And how are we going to do that? With sun salutations. So I'm recording this in December, it's a little bit chilly, and I had remembered when I used to participate in doing 108 sun salutations on the winter solstice. We will not be doing 108 sun salutations today, so you don't have to worry about that, but we'll be doing several. All right, we're gonna get started just by standing in our mountain pose, Tadasana. And if you want, you can close your eyes. We're gonna do a couple of long inhales and exhales just to get settled. So taking a breath in through your nose, and maybe sighing it out through your mouth. Let's do that twice more. Nice big breath in and sigh it out. One more time. All right, we're gonna sweep our arms up and look up. And then we're going to do a forward fold. So swan dive down, forward fold, and we're just gonna hang here a little bit. Hanging down, maybe holding your elbows, letting your head hang down. You can have a bend in your knees, just kind of hanging, maybe swinging side to side. And then we'll slowly rise back up to standing. Let's take a breath in again, inhaling, looking up, exhaling, swan dive down. This time we're going to come halfway up with a flat back. Maybe your hands are on your shins, so you're pressing your hands into your shins, allowing yourself to have a nice flat back here. And then we'll come forward again, and then rise on back up. All right, we're gonna do one more like that. A half of a sun salutation. Here we go. Inhaling, sweeping up, looking up. Exhaling, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweeping up, saying hello to the sun, and bringing our hands to our heart. All right, very good. We're going to move on now. Okay, we're going to move on now to a classic sun salutation. Let's come to the top of our mat, whatever the top of your mat may be. We'll start in Tadasana again, mountain pose. We're going to sweep our arms up on the inhale, fold forward on the exhale. We'll put our hands down on the mat. We're going to step back with our left leg. We have our, we're on our toes on our left leg, and we're going to lower our left knee to the ground and untuck our toes. And then here we are in low lunge. Let's just stay here just for a breath or two here in low lunge. And then we're coming into plank. So we put our hands down on the mat, lift up that left knee, step back with the right leg. So here we are in plank. We're going to lower down, bringing down our knees, chest, and chin. And then we're going to come into a low cobra. So we're just rising up as much as you can rise up without having pressure on your hands. You can even let go of your hands. And then come back down. And pushing back into downward facing dog. You could go through tabletop if you want to get to downward dog. And then we're going to bring our left leg between our hands, lowering our right knee down, coming into the low lunge on this side. And we'll just hold that just for a little bit. We'll frame our foot, untuck that back knee, bringing our feet together, coming into a forward fold, and then sweeping our arms up, coming into Tadasana. All right, we're going to do that twice more without stopping this time. So here we go. Inhaling, sweeping up. Exhaling, forward fold. Hands come down to the mat. Step back with your left leg, lowering your left knee, coming into a low lunge. Framing your foot, stepping back into plank, lowering knees, chest, chin, and then cobra, coming into downward dog. You can move through tabletop if you want, bringing your left foot between your hands, lowering your right knee, coming into low lunge on this side. Framing your foot, stepping your feet together. You're in a forward fold, and then we'll sweep up, looking up, and there we are, back in our mountain. We'll do that one more time. Here we go. Inhaling, sweeping up, looking up, exhaling, swan dive down. Hands come to the mat. Step back with your left leg, lowering your left knee, coming into low lunge. Framing your foot, stepping back with your right leg this time. We're in plank, lowering down to the mat. Inhaling into cobra, exhaling downward dog. Bringing your left leg between your hands, lowering your right knee, coming into a low lunge now on the other side. And then framing your foot, stepping both feet together, a little bit of a forward fold, and then swimming up, looking up, coming back into the Tadasana mountain pose. We're going to continue on. We're going to move on now to what's called Series A Sun Salutation. All right. We're coming to the top of our mat. We're again in Tadasana. We're going to sweep our arms up, looking up. We're going to exhale, swan dive down. This time we're coming halfway up with a flat back. And then we're framing our feet. We're stepping back with one leg and then the other. We're in plank. We're going to lower down. We're going to rise up into cobra, maybe a little higher cobra this time, and then downward dog. We'll take a couple breaths here in down dog. We're in an upside down V here in downward facing dog. Your fingers are spread really wide here in down dog. And then let's walk up to our hands and rise up to standing. Okay, so that was one of, of Series A. We're gonna do two more. Here we go. All right, coming up to the top of our mat, inhaling, bringing our arms up, exhaling, swan dive down. Coming halfway up, flat back, putting our hands down on the ground, maybe stepping back with the other leg this time, coming into plank. Lowering down, you can lower down chaturanga, bringing your whole body down in a straight line, and then sweeping up into a cobra, maybe a higher cobra, tucking your toes, coming into downward facing dog. This time let's just pedal our legs a little bit here in down dog. One knee, straightening the other, switching. Then we'll come into a still down dog. And it's fine if your heels do not touch the ground, they do not have to. Then we'll walk back up to our hands, rise back up to standing. Do one more. All right, here we go. Inhaling, sweeping up. Exhaling, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, hands come to the mat. Stepping back into plank, lowering down, inhaling, coming into cobra, tucking your toes. Here we are, downward facing dog. All right, we're going to come up to our hands. If you want to walk, step, or maybe hop up to your hands, you could hop up to your hands. We'll come up to standing. All right. There we are, back in mountain. We're moving on now. Series B, sun salutation. All right, Series B, sun salutation adds in chair pose. So let's just do a couple chairs. Okay. We're like sitting in an invisible chair. We'll bring our arms up. Chair pose. All right, very nice. Standing back up. Let's come to chair pose again. Chair. All right. The other thing we're going to add here on Series B is Warrior One. And also, if you'd rather do up dog instead of cobra, you could do that, and I'll show you that once we get started. Here we go. We're going to inhale up. Oh, sorry, I always forget the chair. Sorry, chair. Chair comes first. Okay, here we go. Chair pose. All right, standing back. Let's do chair pose again. Standing back up. And then we're going to sweep up, forward fold, halfway up, putting our hands down, stepping back with one leg and then the other, coming down to our mat. You can always do that knees, chest, chin if you want to do it that way. And then rising up, if you want, you can come upward dog, where you're on the tops of your feet and your knees are lifted up off of the mat. And then we're downward dog. So we're going to add on now warrior one. So we're going to lift up our left leg behind us. We're going to shift our weight forward, bringing our knee under us and then putting our left foot between our hands. We're going to adjust our back foot to be sort of in a diagonal here with our heel down. We're going to rise up into warrior one pose. All right, there we are, warrior one. And in warrior one, if you want, you can have your hands together above your head. Maybe inhaling, looking up, exhaling, and then we'll frame our foot. Stepping back into plank, lowering down, however you want, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. This could just be a little cobra or maybe a up dog and then downward dog. We have to do the other side. So here we go, raising up our right leg behind us, bringing our knee towards our nose, shifting our weight forward, stepping our foot between our hands. Adjusting our back foot to be the warrior one shape, and then rising up into warrior one. All right, good job. And your knees would be bent, front knees bent over your ankle. If you want, you can put your hands together above your head, maybe a little back bend here in warrior one. And then we'll frame that foot with our hands. We'll step back into plank. We're going to lower back down. We're going to sweep up into our cobra or up dog, and then downward dog. All right, very good. Let's just stay here in this resting pose of downward dog, feeling like we're taking a rest here. And then we'll walk, step, or if you want, hop up to your hands, rolling up to standing. All right, very good. More of those. I don't know about you, but I am building some heat. Okay, we're coming to the top of our mat. We're inhaling. Sweeping, chair. Let's forget that. Chair pose. Then standing up. And chair pose, chair pose again. And standing up. And then we sweep our arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Halfway up, flat back. Framing our feet, stepping back into plank, lowering down, coming into cobra or up dog, and then downward facing dog. Let's lift up our left leg. We're bringing our foot between our hands. We're rising up into warrior one, just for one breath. And then we're framing our foot, stepping back into plank, lowering back down, coming back into cobra, and then downward dog. And then our right leg lifts up. We're bringing our right foot between our hands. We're coming up into warrior one on the other side. And just for one breath, we're going to frame our foot. We're going to step back into plank. We're going to lower down, sweeping up into cobra, and then downward facing dog. All right, let's take a couple breaths here in our lovely resting pose of downward facing dog. Thinking about pushing the earth away with your hands. Your fingers are spread really wide. Let's walk, step, or if you want, you can hop up to your hands. We're coming up to standing and we're going to do it once more. We're coming up to our top of our mat. Chair pose. All right, standing up. And again, chair pose. Standing up, sweeping our arms up, and then the swan dive down. Halfway up, flat back. Hands come to the mat, stepping back into plank, lowering down. And then inhale, rising cobra, or up dog, tucking your toes, coming into downward dog, lifting up your left leg, stepping your left foot between your hands, rising up into warrior one just for one breath, and then framing our foot, stepping back into plank, lowering down, inhaling up, exhaling downward dog, and then our right leg lifts up. We're stepping our right foot between our hands, coming into warrior one on the other side, and then framing our foot, coming back into plank, lowering down, however you want, coming into maybe a little cobra, or maybe upward dog, and then downward dog. All right, excellent. Let's walk up to our hands, roll up to standing. Oh, here we are in the mountain. Oh, that was excellent. I don't know about you, but I definitely built some heat on that one. We're gonna have a little forward fold here at the end. We're just gonna fold forward, and we're going to, this time, we're going to interlace our hands. We're gonna put our hands just lightly behind our neck, and then fold forward, bringing your forearms sort of towards your, I guess it would be towards your cheekbones. It gives a little extra stretch on your upper back and neck, but you're not pulling on your head, it's just resting on your head. And we'll hold this just a little bit more, a little stretch here, and then we're going to rise back up. And we have our mountain pose again. Okay, we're coming down to the floor, however you want to get there. Coming down to the floor. And we're going to come onto our back. We're just going to do a couple little things here. We'll just bring our knees in, rock side to side a little bit. Let's have our hands on top of our kneecaps. We're going to go around in a circle. And then around in a circle the other way. And then we're going to do happy baby. So if you can reach the outside edges of your feet, that would be cool. If you cannot, that's fine. You can just have your hands on your backs of your thighs. So either hands on the backs of your thighs or the outside edges of your feet. If you can get your hands to the outside edges, think about having your elbows on the inside of your knees for happy baby pose. If you want, you can rock a little bit here in happy baby if that feels good for you. All right, very good. And then let's come into a tight ball. Inhaling, tight ball. And then exhaling, coming nice and long on our mat here for what really is a nice resting pose, Shavasana. All right, let's take a breath in and sigh our breath out, melting down into the earth. Let's do that one more time. Let's long breath in, and we'll sigh it out. Feel free to stay here as long as you like. But if you have other things you gotta get going with here today, let's wiggle our fingers, wiggle our toes. We're rolling onto one side and coming up to seated. My glasses are fogged up from doing that. All right, we're gonna inhale, bringing our arms up. We're going to exhale our hands to our heart. Thank you so much for joining me here today. And if you do want to do 108 sun salutations on the winter solstice, feel free. And you just watch this about 12 times and you'd have 108. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.